Are you considering a semi-hollow for your next guitar? In this video, I talk through the pros and cons of playing a semi-hollow for worship music like this Gretsch Country Classic 2, coming up.
Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Little ones to Him belong. They are weak, but He is strong. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so.
A fancy guitar needs a fancier shirt. Please give it up for Miss Sophia who very kindly agreed to collaborate on the intro. Do check her socials out in the description box below. Hello and welcome to the video. If this is our first time meeting, my name is Justin and I'm all about worship guitar, helping you sound and play your best for Jesus. Please consider heading on over to my Buy Me a Coffee page to download my patches and more to support these videos and my ministry. If you've met before, welcome back. Let me reassure you that this video is not going to add to the what's the best guitar for worship discussion. Just so that I don't start or add to the worship wars, here's my official position. Any guitar that helps to bring your A game to the worship team is the best guitar for you. Whether it's a $200 classic player or a $5,000 White Falcon, you do you. My focus today is going to be a technical deep dive into why a semi-hollow might be the right one for you. I'll be going through the pros and the cons, point out some quirks that you may not be aware of, and some sample tones to help you in your research. The video will be organized into the following sections: ergonomics and playability, tone, and my personal verdict. First, let's introduce this gorgeous specimen, a 1990 Gretsch G6122 2. The Roman numeral 2 destination at the end denotes that it's a double cut version, whereas the Roman numeral 1 destination is for the single cut. It bears the model name of the country classic due to the intertwining of Gretsch's history with an important musical figure, Chet Atkins. Chet Atkins is to Gretsch what Les Paul is to Gibson. Between 1954 to 58, he released 4 Gretsch models: the 6120 Chet Atkins Hollow Body Nashville, the 6121 Chet Atkins Solid Body, the 6122 Chet Atkins Country Gentleman, and the 6119 Chet Atkins Tennessean. When he left Gretsch to move over to Gibson, he not only brought his name as endorsee, but also the names of the guitar models that bear his name, including the Country Gentleman. As a result, Gretsch had to rename the Country Gentleman to the Country Classic, which leads us to this guitar. I'll start with the cons first, just so I can help dispel any notion that semi-hollows are a must-have in the P-Dub arsenal. This guitar is huge. I'm 5'4" and I'm absolutely dwarfed by the semi-hollow form factor. Don't even get me started on the full hollow body like a White Falcon. Just for size comparison, I put a Country Classic next to my Dreadnought Acoustic, my Telecaster, and my Dual Jet. I used to say that a Dual Jet felt like an electrified acoustic. I take that back. This is an electrified acoustic as far as size and comfort while playing goes. The body depth might be slightly thicker than a solid body guitar, but coupled with its larger body, my right arm has difficulty in finding a neutral and comfortable position for picking and strumming while sitting. The only way to counter this is to play with a longer strap, which makes the guitar sit a little too low for my left hand. The saving grace is that because of the large body, there's no neck dive like on smaller junior-sized semi-hollows. So as not to end off the point on a bad note, I do have 2 positive points about the size and the neck. Firstly, the large body makes you connect with the guitar on a deeper physical level. The feeling of the guitar resonating through you because of the body contact can be therapeutic. Hey, whatever helps you feel inspired to play, right? Is there something about your guitar that inspires you? Let me know in the comments. Secondly, the neck is a joy to play. This Country Classic has a 12-inch radius with a medium-deep neck profile, and my cursory surfing in the web reveals that other popular semi-hollows have similar specs. They all seem to have a flatter neck radius, which was surprising to me. For comparison, the 12-inch radius sits between the JS1200 by Ibanez and the JP6 by Ernie Ball Music Man, which are shredder guitars. And playing fast, the neck radius makes a big difference in enabling the pick to glide through different string positions. semi-hollow would have been a great choice of form factor in terms of ergonomics and playability if I was taller. Short folks, caveat emptor. It's hard to fully describe a semi-hollow sound because you have to physically feel the guitar to understand it. Semi-hollows are resonant. When you strum chords and pick notes, you feel those notes on a physical level. The whole guitar vibrates and comes alive, much like playing with a good acoustic. In fact, the guitar is so loud unplugged that you could use a tuner on your phone. I also think that you could potentially forego an acoustic for home devotion because check out the pure acoustic unplugged tone recorded with the same mic I'm using for my voice. This resonance has a way of translating into the pickup sounds. For this particular country classic, the Filtertrons compound the resonant, sustaining quality of the guitar. There's a crystalline high end with a defined mid-range. There's a balance to the low end which is both rich and full, yet not overbearing. Played clean and mildly crunched, this guitar sings and lends itself very well into today's worship music. In fact, for today's intro music that was in a jazz style, that big jazz tone was achieved by simply rolling off the tone control to 50%. But there's a flip side to this complex clean tone. It doesn't do distortion tones very well. There are exceptions when this works, like with the living end, but by and large, don't expect to stack a Procro Rat distortion into a high-gain Marshall amp without suffering some consequences, especially uncontrollable feedback. Let's hear how this country classic 2 sounds in the context of a modern band mix. In short, pun intended, if you're a short guy like me with a small Asian build, I don't recommend playing a semi-hollow. Our large and tall Western friends make this guitar form factor look deceptively smaller. Which brings us to today's bonus and question of the day. The tones you've heard are from my PodGo Worship Essentials pack, particularly the jailbroken patches. These have up to 7 free blocks that can accommodate a few more effects that approach HX Storm levels of flexibility. Check them out on my Buy Me a Coffee page. I also have a bunch of NFTs that I've soft launched. You guys are the first to hear about them. I'd like to invite you to support me in this new space, which is quite exciting and cool. For full transparency, any sales I make is not for personal gain, but to maintain my equipment and to continue producing content for the channel. Every bit makes a difference. Question of the day: which semi-hollow are you looking to get? Or if you already own one, what do you love about your semi-hollow? Give us details like brand and model. I'd love to hear about it in the comment section below. That's it for me. Thanks for watching this video. If you got value out of it, like it and share it with someone whom you know is interested in semi-hollows for worship music. Until next time, I'm Justin, and I'm all about worship guitar.